you come into the live stream, let me know that you hear me loud and clear. Thank you for joining me here at Round One Sports Talk. When you join the live stream, please give the video a like. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. And we'll be getting into this video shortly. Allows a couple to join the channel, and we'll get this episode going. I hear myself on the channel, so I'm gonna let a couple people join. Uh, we have an amazing episode for you today. If you enjoy boxing and you like educating yourself on boxing, a lot of people like to teach, but a lot of people don't like to listen. And if you can teach and talk about boxing, stick around, you know, and maybe we all might learn something together. What's up, fight fans? How you? Your host Edwin. Thank you. You're too kind. You're too kind. You're far too kind. What an amazing night in boxing last night was. Both Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia both showed um both showed uh different styles of their fight. They both showed grit in this fight. Um Devin Haney's toughness was really tested in this fight. Um I want to have a lot to say, and a lot of things are going through my mind right now, right? And one of the things that are going through my mind right now is that how everybody is backpedaling on the stories that they fed you. A lot of YouTube channels were coming out and they were clearly stating that what we all believed, that Devin Haney was the more superior skilled fighter. I'm going to break down what happened in this fight, but I'm also going to bring an expert in on to talk about it. He seems to be the only person on YouTube that got it right, and I'm gonna play some of his video. And we're gonna hear this guy's video, and you let me know what you think. You know, um. So before I do that, you know, um, there's a there was a lot said on YouTube, and even I said it. I told you, at one point in time, don't put your money on Ryan Garcia with all these antics. We were all misled by and thinking that his mind wasn't into this fight and that he wasn't going to show up at one time point in time. Then something happened. The weigh-ins. Ryan Garcia missed weight. It all changed for me at that moment. And at that moment, I started realizing something. And I launched my own little investigation. I started digging into, like what's going on here. And, just like the expert I'm going to bring in. So we're going to listen to him and you be the judge. You be the judge. You tell me. Let's listen to the guy that I believe had it probably the best. And mind you, you have to mind yourself. This guy's coming in, he's talking about it, right? But he also has to give Devin Haney his side too. We were all going into the unknown, but I think he kind of broke it down the best. Let's listen to this guy right here. On first glance, as I was covering the weigh-in, as you guys know, you most of you guys had found out about the news, and I was a little bit behind, and I soon caught up. Right, I watched the weigh-in. I watched all the, you know, everything that took place. Ryan Garcia chugging a beer on, well, not necessarily. He said it was a beer, but we really don't know what was in it. He could have been chugging water, okay? As a ploy. Give me an empty bottle, fill it with water, boom, like that, right? Okay. And the reason why I'm saying all this is because a lot of boxers are coming out right now, and a lot of people are giving them shit about being unprofessional and coming in overweight. At first glance, that's exactly what I thought, and I spoke about it. As I sat back and I started thinking, I started saying to myself, wait a minute. He fought Javante Davis, and Javante Davis had a rehydration claw and a 10-pound weight claw on him as well, right? Um, and he felt real dehydrated in that fight. One thing I took away from that fight later on is when I heard King Davis himself talk about Ryan Garcia. And in fact, he did give Ryan Garcia his credit for being the hardest puncher he's ever come up against. He said he hits different, Ryan Garcia. And I was like, okay, right? And that's a deplenished Ryan Garcia. So, and then I went on and I looked at Luke Campbell's fight. And I noticed, what I was trying to look at is how fighters hurt Ryan Garcia. Instead, what I came away from that fight was Luke Campbell couldn't keep him down.
Wouldn't it be better if a leather holster could lock? With limited carry options, responsible gun.
And I was like, wait a minute. Luke Campbell, he's a gold medalist. The kid hits hard. It seemed like to enrage Ryan. Ryan gets up and finishes him. So I'm like, okay, Ryan doesn't stay down. He'll get up. When he got hit with that body shot, mind you, he got hit by one of the hardest punchers in all of boxing, Tank Davis. He's up there when it comes to knockout power in boxing. That's who knocked out Ryan Garcia. Okay? And he didn't knock him out by punching him in the jaw. In fact, he had to hit him on the body. Then Ryan said something about some fractured ribs. Whether it was true or not, I don't know. And he's dehydrated, deplenished. He's got a weight claw on him. So, and then I started doing more investigation, right? And I looked at his next fight. That was scheduled at 140. Then it was later revisit and they made it a catch weight at 143. And I was like, wait a minute, that's right. Ryan couldn't even make the 140 back then, and it's just his last fight. I said, okay, right? What's going on through Ryan's head? Apparently, he doesn't want to be dehydrated or deplenished, right? So now I've seen this in the sport of boxing where history shows that fighters have, in fact, anticipated on coming in and missing weight, where that they decided they're not going to deplenish themselves and not on this fight. It might, I might have to pay a penalty, but I'm going to make sure that I come in at the heaviest and that the next night over, I gain the maximum amount of weight. When I was thinking about that at the same time, I took a look at Devin Haney. Mind you, remember I was telling you guys that why did Devin Haney have like the shirts on and stuff? He really wanted to show the world that he was really cutting weight and that he was, he was being a professional about it. He stood true to his word. But when I looked at him, he's doing the interview on stage. His eyes are blinking. He's like this. Those are signs of dehydration, right? He was like, staying, trying to focus in the conversation. If you was to jab Devin Haney in that moment, you knock him out. Straight knock Devin Haney out right then and there. If you would just hit him with a power jab, pow, you would knock Devin Haney the fuck out. I guarantee it, right? So I started thinking, And I said to myself, wow, the weigh-in was pretty late itself, the original one. And he's gonna be fighting tomorrow night. Will Devin Haney be able to replenish as good? Ryan Garcia looked healthy. Ryan Garcia had energy on that stage. Did you see Devin Haney? He was like this. He was he was like preserving all his energy to talk a little bit of shit. That's all he had in him, right? Ryan's up in there, fuck you, ba ba ba, right? Then you see, you see Ryan Garcia, right? You know, some people might call his antics despicable, yelling to the crowd like that, you know, um, saying "suck my dick," basically and stuff like that, and that's real class. Uh, he's not showing class at all. Some people might take it like that, and others people might see it like, you know, Ryan Garcia won like the bigger moment in the weigh-in, and Devin Haney won the weigh-in. And then Ryan Garcia, right? Another interesting point is it's being reported that he paid him the money, the 1.5 already. Like he signed off on it. Was like, yeah, Devin, here. He said, now I'm a man of my word. Now you be a man of your word, and you say you meet me in the center of the ring. Devin Haney coming into this fight a little dehydrated and not really fully replenished, and Ryan Garcia max him out on his weight, he might knock Devin Haney out. If Devin Haney is foolish enough to meet Ryan Garcia in the middle of the ring, Devin Haney might not have enough pop in his punch to hurt Ryan like that early. Accumulation of punches throughout the fight, yes. One punch stopping power, no. Um, Ryan Garcia's been hit with some big shots in his career by big punchers. Okay. Um, hey, my mic again, motherfucker. The audio, no audio. Damn it, I wasn't looking at my chat things. My bad, y'all. All right, listen. The show must go on. Motherfucker, bro. I cut the mic off because when I put on the thing. But anyway, I really don't know where I cut the audio off from. But anyway, we're going to cover it again. Okay? Because the truth is the truth, right? You know what I mean? I speak freely when I speak the truth. Well, look, I try to tell you guys the minute that Ryan Garcia missed weight, that my view and my perception of the fight changed, right? It was because of the fact that um I started doing my investigation and I noticed that Ryan Garcia hadn't made weight in his last two fights. And I said to myself, I think he's going to come in this fight the more replenished fighter. When I saw Ryan Garcia on the post fight, right? Um, he looked good. And Devin Haney's eyes were blinking. It was showing signs of dehydration. I think that Devin Haney gave a little bit too much in this fight, and he was expecting Ryan Garcia to do the same. I think Ryan Garcia set him up. He knew he wasn't going to make that weight, so he made that outlandish bet in order to get him an scapegoat. You see? I knew when I saw all of this. I even told you with all Ryan's antics and everything, don't put your money on him. The moment he missed weight and I saw him up there fully replenished and I looked at Devin Haney, I was like, wait a minute. I noticed that Ryan Garcia was the much bigger fighter. And I've seen things like this go down in boxing. I try to come on and tell you. So I went in and I did my own little homework and investigation. And when I saw Tank Davis in that interview that he admitted that Ryan Garcia hit different, I took him seriously. Number one, you got to see who's saying it. Tank Davis. Tank Davis is one of the hardest hitting punchers in all of boxing. And who was the person that defeated Ryan Garcia? Tank Davis. So I said it's gonna take a type Tank Davis type man to keep him down. I came on and I told you. I went in and I looked at that Luke Campbell fight. I went in there looking at ways, that I can describe how to beat Ryan Garcia. And what I came away from it was, wow, you can't keep him down. What ended Ryan Garcia was that body shot, yes. But I told you, at the size that Ryan Garcia was, I was concerned that Devin Haney kept wearing big clothes. It's like he didn't want to show his size next to Ryan. You see? And that's when everything really changed for me. When that happened at the weigh-in, he drinks the beer, he looks, my brother's like, look, he's drinking a beer. I says, wait a minute. Who's to say that's water in that bottle? And I told you, look over here, sleight of hands, and at that moment, and at the same time, I gotta give both fighters their credit. At the same time, you see, it's not like this is not the Ryan Garcia YouTube channel. This is not the Devin Haney YouTube channel. This is a boxing channel, and I break down all boxers. When I saw this, my perception of the fight soon changed. And then when I saw them in the ring, I was like, wait a minute. Look, what a lot of these boxing channels are going to do, and I started noticing, they're going to have to raise Ryan Garcia's skill level in order to match it with Devin Haney to accept the loss. Meaning, what they're saying is, oh, we didn't know that Ryan Garcia was on the same skill level or better than Devin Haney. We all thought that Devin Haney was a better skill fighter. No, that's exactly what it is. Devin Haney is the more skilled fighter than Ryan Garcia. He was yesterday and he is today. I'm going to tell you exactly what happened in that ring. What exactly happened in that ring was Ryan Garcia shut him down. He couldn't unravel his skill, his offense. He was trying to. What got him in trouble in the first place was Devin Haney's jab. When Devin Haney tried to jab Ryan Garcia, he leaned back and gave him that check hook. His speed was a little too fast than Devin Haney anticipated, and he cracked a little too hard. He didn't think that Ryan Garcia possessed that kind of punching power. Mind you, a lot of people are still stuck on the fact that they sparred 6 times in the amateurs. That doesn't count for nothing. There is no way on God's green earth you can tell me that the last time I sparred this kid was between the ages of 11 and 13 years old, was the last time we fought, right? And that you're going to convince me that he's the same man. That's not going to happen. We're two grown men. We're two different fighters. Ryan Garcia surprised him. Look, there were a lot of things taking place for the first time in that ring last night. Devin Haney and Bill Haney. Bill Haney was watching his son get his ass whooped right before his eyes. That is something he has never experienced. And Devin Haney found himself on the mat for the first time in his career. He was wondering how he got there. Every punch Devin Haney was trying to hit Ryan Garcia, it didn't seem like he phased him. He caught him one good time with that shot, and he saw that he hit him with that shot, and Devin Haney kept throwing that same shot, that looping kind of shot, trying to get over the guard. But Ryan Garcia did correct a lot of flaws in his fighting, but didn't mean that he's a more skilled fighter. What you saw take place there was sheer power. That's it. That's all. Ryan Garcia was just a much bigger fighter and he hit harder. Devin Haney, every time he got hit by him, there was nothing he can do. He was trying to figure it out. Every time he went one angle, he got cracked. And Ryan Garcia still wasn't in the best of shape. He did all of that, not in the best of shape, but his power was too much. It was too much. Tank Davis was trying to warn everyone. Devin Haney needed to respect that, and he went in there trying to impose his will early. They met each other in the center of the ring, and Devin Haney wanted to show Ryan Garcia that he can back him up. And when he came in with that strong jab, Devin Haney stays out there and the window's just that much open. That's the first time he got cracked in the first round. When he got cracked in that first round, that Ryan Garcia really set the pace of the fight. Had Ryan Garcia, I'm telling you, he took a lot of time off in the fight. And there was a lot of bad tells in the fight out of Ryan Garcia's fight plan. When he showed up like this, Devin Haney knew that he can come in and hit him. The rounds that Ryan Garcia basically gave away to Devin Haney due to inactivity, he just gave them away because he was just charging up. Whenever it seemed like he pissed Ryan off and Ryan went forward, Devin Haney couldn't handle his onslaught. He couldn't take it. Whenever Ryan Garcia wanted to decide to hit him, listen, he was even looking at the referee, telling the referee, yo, stop it. I'm already beaten. And Ryan was actually feeling sorry because he knew Ryan was the only one because he's the one in the ring. He knew how hard he was hitting Devin. And I said it in my video. This might be a fight that Devin Haney's toughness is tested in. And sure enough, it was. He showed a lot of heart. He showed a lot of toughness. He was put in these positions. For the first time I saw Devin Haney, he responded. He got back up. He accused Ryan Garcia of being a quitter. Had he quit in that fight, Devin Haney took a massive ass whooping, and that fight could have been stopped. But he was no way he was going to quit in that fight and eat those kind of words, knowing he was already losing the fight. That him, his father, were going to hear all this shit. But the good thing was, he was going to retain his title. I was under the assumption that the title was going to be vacated, but apparently it's not. I'm getting mixed signals here. Bill Haney this morning is all over YouTube saying, no, his son's still the champion. There's a lot of other boxers, boxing promoter, and boxing analysts that are saying, no, that belt is vacant. So I'm getting some mix. I don't know. See, I'm not behind the scenes, so don't hold me on that, whether he's champion or not. Soon we'll find out that, somebody's going to come and solidify that. What's going to go happen? I'm pretty sure there's going to be a meeting in the WBC. You know, we'll know more. But as far as the fight, that's all that happened. Ryan Garcia didn't turn into a superior skill fighter. And they're going to feed you that and say, oh, Ryan is definitely on the level of Devin Haney. No, he's not. No, that was just sheer power. That's it. If Ryan Garcia was better shape, he would have knocked Devin Haney the fuck out. He brutalized Devin Haney. It probably looked worse. It would have been better if he knocked out Devin Haney than the beating that he took. His jaw might be broken. Yeah. And he learned a valuable lesson that these guys up here are some big boys. I try to tell the world that Devin Haney wasn't a true 140 pounder. Wasn't I the one that came on and said that if him and his dad would have came out and said, yo, Subriel Matias, I need one or two fights to get acclimated, then I'll come see you. And I said that he wasn't ready. He didn't fight anyone. But all these YouTube channels want to tell you that the best 140 pounder was Devin Haney. Had it been Devin Haney and Subriel and Matias in that ring last night, Devin Haney doesn't make it past the 6th round. Devin Haney doesn't get out of that fight with Subriel Matias. There's no way you can convince me. If Ryan Garcia did that without no skill and just power, and Matias would have beat both of them up at the same time. Ryan Garcia could have been in one corner and Devin Haney could have been. That's on my mama, bro. He'd have beat both of them up at the same time last night. Matias. And then went and fought Liam Paro in Puerto Rico. I stand on that. I stand on that. I've been trying to tell you guys, Subriel Matias is a true 140 pounder. And Ryan Garcia got good power for Subriel. But, um, yeah, wait a minute. Ryan's speed with that check hook, yo, it's blinding. He catches Subriel with that check. I don't know. I gotta see it. I know Subriel's been hit by big dudes, but apparently Ryan got dynamite in them fists. He's really got dynamite in those fists. So that was incredible to watch. But now Ryan really lost his mind. Go prepare his spaceship. Didn't I say it? Yo, you're gonna have to get him a spaceship because that was incredible. That was incredible to watch. I anticipated it, but to watch it unfold and to know that I was like, wow, man, I saw that as a possibility. And at that moment, that's when my mind changed. At that weigh-in, that's when everything changed for me. I just saw Ryan Garcia, the more replenisher the fighter. Usually on that day in weigh-in, both guys are, they like in each other's face or whatever, but they're real skinny, their cheekbones are sunk in. Ryan didn't look like that. He looked so much bigger and so much stronger. And then when I did my investigation and I started to look on what other fighters thought of him, other fighters that were in the ring with him, and that's when it came to me. I was like, wait a minute, hold up. I don't think Devin Haney got enough to back him up. This fight's not gonna be about skill. It's not gonna be and technically, if you want to keep it funky, Ryan was the better counter puncher. He was countering off Devin Haney's jab. That's what got him in trouble. That he shut Devin Haney's jab down. Thank you for the donation, baby. Um, and I was like, man, that's what got him in trouble. Devin Haney couldn't open up. He tried a lot, but he was when he hit Ryan Garcia with like that looping shot, he stuck to that a little too long. And then Devin Haney's mistake was that as a fighter, never tasting being on the mat, that once he was there, he was trying to get it back. He was so locked in and tuned in on trying to get it back, he kept going forward towards Ryan Garcia. And even though Ryan Garcia started giving him his back and all this other stuff, and let's keep one thing in mind. When they took that point away from Ryan Garcia and saved Devin Haney's ass, had it not been for that moment breakage in the fight, Devin Haney was out of there, right? For one. For two, no one in the other YouTube channels are addressing that Devin Haney was the one punching him in the stomach in the clinches and playing dirty first. Ryan punched him in the face after he received 2 or 3 body shots on a break off of a clinch that the referee never said anything to Devin Haney. Devin Haney was the one that was fighting dirty. Ryan Garcia just got fed up with him and he hit him in the face. But he didn't take a point away from Devin when Devin was hitting him to the body when they were ordered by the referee to break. Devin Haney was punching him to the body. The referee never said anything about that. And none of these other YouTube channels seem to remember that. And all these YouTube channels are making it sound like Devin Haney was winning the fight into the fifth, sixth round. They were like, yo, it was 1-6, and it was 1-5 going into the sixth round. That's what they're telling you. I was like, what? What are you talking about? Devin Haney lost every round. Devin Haney didn't win that many rounds. And then, well, he didn't. Okay. Devin Haney did win rounds, right? Because of Ryan's inactivity. He took the round off. But I didn't feel like if Ryan Garcia wanted to fight in that round, he wasn't. He if that's what I'm saying. If Ryan Garcia was in better shape, Devin Haney clearly doesn't win any part of that fight. No part. I don't even think Devin Haney survives that fight. Had there been a more prime ready Ryan Garcia was taking breaks. And the only reason why Devin Haney won any part of that fight is because he was just shelling up. He needed to catch his breath to unleash. Ryan Garcia, whenever he decided to punch, whenever he decided to punch, he would just hurt Devin. He would just hurt him. And he's telling the referee to stop the fight. Yeah, it was at one point I was feeling bad for Devin Haney. Yeah, I was like, man, he's outgunned. He's outgunned. His skills could not. That's how big. Yo, Ryan Garcia literally looked like he was a division, two divisions bigger than Devin Haney in there. He made Devin Haney look like a little boy. He really did. He was that much bigger that whatever Devin Haney was hitting him, the one good shot Devin Haney hit him with, where that Ryan backs back and then he smacked his gloves like that, that was it. That was it. That was the best shot Ryan Garcia landed on the night. Ryan Garcia entered the ring fresh and he left the fight fresh, fighting against the undisputed champion at 135, two division champion, undefeated, considered by many a pound for pound fighter. Ryan Garcia destroyed him. He didn't beat him, he destroyed him. And let's keep it in mind that yes, all these YouTube channel, secretly are trying to minimize the damage control on Devin Haney, and they're announcing it and they're saying it loud. Yeah, he knocked him down 3 times. Bullshit. Bullshit. Ryan Garcia dropped Devin Haney about 5, 6 times in that fight. That referee didn't give him credit for several of those knockdowns. Those were legitimate knockdowns. Bro, how many times have we seen in a fight that they say their feet got tied up or something, but he hit them on the way down? If you land a punch while the guy's going down, that scored a knockdown. If a guy's off balance and and the guy hits him, you're still awarded the knockdown. Am I correct on this? Am I saying anything wrong? Bro, that ref took those knockdowns away from Ryan Garcia. Yo, he was dropped, set back to back, and the ref kept going. Remember? No, not a knockdown, slip. Boom, boom, boom. No, not a knockdown, slip. Not a knockdown slip. Yo, I was like, ref, I was like, come on, ref. And Devin Haney was desperate. He was desperate. He found out in the very first round that he was outgunned. The minute he got hit with that check hook, he tried to like use the speed. And I told you that the fight was gonna open up more in the fourth round, right? And I'm trying to tell you, man. This I don't know, man. Ryan Garcia can take this two ways. This can solidify his all his bullshit and all his antics, and this can get worse. Or he can recognize, yo, I beat a very great fighter, and if I get that much better, how much better would I be? Because Ryan Garcia already, if you're thinking there's gonna be a rematch, there's not gonna be a rematch on both sides. Neither of these fighters want a rematch. So I'm just gonna shoot that down right now. This is how. Devin Haney doesn't want to fight Ryan Garcia ever again. He's not gonna give him a shot at that title. Ryan Garcia can't make the weight. When they asked Ryan Garcia when he was getting into his car, will you fight him again or rematch? He said, hell no. He said, I'm moving up. So Ryan Garcia will no longer fight on 140 pounds. He's going up to 147. Facts. Devin Haney is not moving up to 147 if he can't even handle that Ryan Garcia at 140. He's got his own situation going on, and he's still the WBC champion. He's not moving up. They will never fight again. This fight is done with right here. Devin Haney does not ever want that smoke. That is the first man in his career that put the Beats by Dre on that ass severely. That ass whooping is gonna. It took a. It's gonna take him a little while to recover from that one, especially if his jaw's broken, and his pride. He's gonna have to do a little soul searching. You mean to tell me you've been the champion that long? You had that many people telling you you're the man. No one can beat you. Look at you, Devin. You're just destroying, outclassing everybody. Look what you did to Loma. Look at what you did. You know, you've never tasted defeat. You've never even been down. And for somebody to come out and humble you like that, yeah, you might have to do a little soul searching. Those 3 pounds slowed down Ryan's left hook. What up, Carlos? It slowed down Ryan, period. Ryan's really wasn't like his training wasn't really up to par. He had to take breaks in between. What's up, everybody that's joining the live track with Fredo? All right. What's up, Chang? Um, So Gone, what's up? Ortiz, what's up? What's up? Hello from Virginia, what's up? Frontline, what's up? What's up, guys? Roni, what's up? Yo, listen. That's why I'm trying to tell you guys that Subriel Matias, man, he's different. And you guys weren't going to see this until you saw him in front of him. I kept trying to tell you guys that Devin Haney's success was based off 135 pounds, that he didn't fight anybody yet of that caliber. I told you guys that he wasn't acclimated to the 140. It's not as easy as it seems just to move up. One fight doesn't do that for you. That's why I be bugging when fighters like that Japanese dude was doing that shit. Why you think I'm so hyped up and I talk so much about that dude? Because what he's doing is not fucking easy. It's not. Yo, Devin Haney found out the hard way. Size does matter sometimes, and it will eliminate your skill. Devin Haney is still the more skill out of those two fighters. But they're gonna try to make it seem like now Ryan Garcia, he's a more skilled fighter. He belongs here. No, no. He just has great power, and he was able to endure Devin Haney's offense. He was just too small. It wasn't like we were watching Bam Bam Rodriguez versus Sonny Edwards. It wasn't like we were watching that, where both men were skilled. Now, you can say that in that kind of fight. See, that's a different scenario. Both of those guys were skilled, but Bam Bam was just too big. You see? Now, you could say it in that kind of scenario, but not here. Ryan didn't show no superior, nothing but the superior check hook and his speed. Exactly what he always had. He had that every fight coming into this fight. Devin Haney knew it. He talked about it. The world knew about it. We all seen it. Everyone said, you know what? Everyone said that's all he has is a check hook, and that's exactly what won him the fight. So you guys knew all this shit. Everybody did. Just like they say, oh, Subriel, a one-armed bandit, one dimension. You know exactly what he's gonna do. Yes, you're gonna know what he's gonna do. But can you stop it? You knew what Ryan Garcia was going to do, but can you stop it? He hit him one time with that shot. And when I saw Devin Haney go back, I was like, it's over. If Devin Haney can't stop, hit him with something big in that first round, when I saw him come away from that first round, I was like, yup, yup. And you see what just 3 pounds does? And not to mention that doesn't just stay 3 pounds, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. What really happened was this. This is what really happens. He came in 3.5 pounds overweight, but he stood to gain more weight overnight. Yes. He still rehydrated. He did try to cut the weight. He got down to 143.5. That's what Ryan got down to, and they stopped, right? How much did he gain overnight? You saw how much weight Devin Haney gained overnight, right? He looked a little bit better, a little bit more replenished, right? Right. But I told you that I still think that Devin Haney was a little dehydrated still. And and that played against him in fact too. That even if Ryan Garcia hit hard and Devin Haney was still dehydrated, they had him out on that stage 3 o'clock in the afternoon. He hadn't even started the process back. And I don't think he was ready to take those shots. Yeah. I think the odds were kind of stacked against him. I'm not sure. Not sure if he got to dehydrate, replenish good, if everything went well. I don't know, but I do know Ryan Garcia was huge. He was big. He was big compared to Devin, and I was like, mm-mm. And yeah, amazingly though, at that size, Ryan Garcia's speed was enough to catch a champion like that. So he had to be quick, and what he was tricky. He was tricky because what got him in trouble when Devin Haney threw out that jab, Ryan Garcia shifted back like this and then and snapped him. And that was the he was just baiting him like that. Ryan Garcia does understand what was going on in the ring, and he utilized exactly what he's good at. And when Devin Haney went down, his mistake was he kept pressuring Ryan Garcia rather than trying to fight off the back foot. Devin Haney's better off the back foot too. I told you he was going to try to utilize that stabbing jab to the body, and Ryan would just, whenever he decided to punch, it was just a matter of time. Yeah, he just had him outbeat. So Brian Matias right now, you know, uh, before I get into him, it's funny because the Russell talked about it. And the Russell, in fact, might have it correctly. Okay. He just might have it correctly now. And he said that Teofimo Lopez will be the trickiest out of them all. Even though, he did that performance against Ortiz, that's not many fighters that have legs like Ortiz. Ortiz, he was able to sustain something like that. The majority of the other names are basically fighters that are going to move, utilize some mobility and angles, but for the most part, they're going to bang with you. Your Isa Pitbull Cruz, your Sobriel Matiases. Those guys are not really like, you know, they're not gonna be hard to find in the ring. Those kind of guys. And Tio, he's a crafty and tricky puncher and he starts opening up. But it's tricky with Tio sometimes because you can never tell what fighter's going to show up. He seems to show up in the big moments and in these little fights that you think he's going to do so good. So expect him to get his ass whooped in Honduras against that unknown dude, but come back and win the fight or something. Yeah, and give like a lackluster performance then. Because when he doesn't fight big names, he doesn't seem to do good. But when he's fighting like the bigger fights, it seems like Tio does show up. Except the Ortiz fight. I'm never gonna think that Teofimo Lopez won that fight at all. I watched the fight too many times, and I don't see where he won it. Even when I try to look at it for his favor, like, all right, Tio, I'm gonna look at it like if I'm your fan. I couldn't figure out where he won the fight. So, but yeah, man. Look, these are some of the things that I look at when I'm looking at boxing. The reason why I'm able to see these things is because I truly don't got a horse in the race. I don't really care if Devin won, and I really didn't care if Ryan Garcia won. Both fighters are American fighters. Whoever won, America won last night, as far as competition for your country. So you know. And then as far as boxers, um, I'm critical to boxers, but I always report and I show you the different angles and what my um, reporting IQ is and how I break down these fights. I'm glad that I'm able to see some of these things and I bring it to you guys so that you guys can make your own decision. All the way up into the moment of the fight, things are subject to change in all fights. In all fights. Like Ryan Garcia's last fight, it was scheduled at a 140. What happened? It was rescheduled at 143. You know, those are things that I all looked up. You know, I just thought that. But now look, Ron Boost Ennis himself has come out. He's going to 154, but he did state that he's going to do a tightrope. He wants to keep his belt at 147. He said he's going to be active in both. If anybody wants to smoke or want to test him for his belt at 147, he said he's going to answer the call. And then he's going to move up to 154. He is chasing the legend Terrence Crawford, and he's trying to get himself a big fight. If he can secure one of those belts, whichever one comes first, at this point, all you need is a title, which will it will that a title guarantees you um uh, a shot at the dance. That one, any one of those belts, it doesn't matter which one it is. You get one of those belts, you know you're gonna get a big fight because Terrence Crawford's there and he's gonna want that belt. So, and then it's time to show up and show out. At the beginning of this year, my whole, my whole, you know, um, what's the word I'm looking for here? Um, my whole title of the year was be prepared to see your favorite fighter lose this year. And that's I've been saying it. And we watched Devin Haney lose. Yo, listen, I don't think you guys understand how big this win was, right? Ryan Garcia was like an 8-1 underdog in Las Vegas at one point, and then he was like a 7-1. That's fucking big, bro, right? And uh, he defined all the odds, and he shut everybody up. But like I said, is this a good thing or is this a bad thing for Ryan Garcia? You saw Ryan Garcia on the post fight interview really open up, said he was going through a divorce and he acted like a certain way and he's not proud and he needed to do what he needed to do to make himself feel good. You know, I found that interesting that he shared that. Every man has their breaking point, and not every man reacts the same thing the same way. I used to have a tendency when I view things or view people, I would always have a tendency of saying, I wouldn't have did it like that. I wouldn't have did this, or if I was him, I would have did it this way, or I would have did it differently. And I didn't realize that I was saying I, I, not him. I am not him. And you're not gonna do things the same way I do things. You're not gonna think the same way I think. And that's what really changed my perception and the way I view things, and that's how I view these fighters. And it allows me to really view these fights with a better, clearer mind. If I don't have a fighter in the race, because I'm not blinded by my love or whatever for one in particular fighter, and it allows me to at a broader scale. So yeah, man, look, it was a great fight. What this means is so Brian Matias literally watch his fight float away. With that kind of performance right there, Devin Haney is clearly not ready for Subriel Matias. Bill Haney will never sign for his son to fight that man. Not right now, anyway. And if he's serious about staying at 140 and trying to develop more power, a little bit weight, he's going to need to get acclimated to the division. I see his next fight being against a lesser foe, somebody at the 140, though, a top ranked guy, maybe in between 10, ranked 15, 10th in the world. Somebody that has an interesting name like Russell, like the Russell. He has a pretty big name. You can take on a guy like that. There's a couple guys at 140, Elvis. There's a few, I think Ponce would be a good I don't know. Ponce might be yeah, no, Ponce would be a great styling match of actually for a Devin Haney. I believe he would be able to take some of Ponce's power and their styles will really unfold. You'll see a better stylistic Devin Haney against a fight like that. He'll look like Devin Haney against fighters like that. So yeah, there's a lot of opportunity for Devin Haney. He got to dust himself off, get back up on the horse, get back in the gym. Hey, shit happens. A loss, but you can learn from this. And Devin Haney now sees what it takes to be at this division and what it's going to take to be a champion. And you got to admit that not every fighter that he's going to fight at 140 is going to come in the size of Ryan Garcia. Let's remember he missed weight. He did have an advantage. So the other guys are going to have to obey by the rules and make weight. You know what I mean? So they'll be slightly around the same size. I think Ryan was just, I'm telling you, he was just too big. And that was my biggest fear, that Devin Haney wasn't going to look like himself. It doesn't mean that Ryan was the more skilled. Hell the fuck no. Don't be fooled by that. Don't be fooled. Ryan Garcia is still that fighter that has a lot of learning to do. A bigger fighter like Jerron Boots Ennis would expose Ryan. I guarantee it. Jerron Ennis is not small like Devin Haney. He's strong enough to take a Ryan Garcia punch. And he's strong enough to when Ryan Garcia was putting him in the headlock and putting his weight on him and all that other dumb shit, right? In the fight, there was a lot of clinching, which the referee never said anything about. Jerron Boots Ennis would beat the brakes off Ryan. And I'm talking about beat the brakes off him. Ryan got too many flaws. He's not that dude when it comes to skill. All he did was beat on a little guy that his power was too overwhelming for him. That's all that happened. But when you got a guy that can sustain Ryan's power and that can fight like Jerron, no. Now he's not gonna look like that against Jerron Boots Ennis, like he did against Devin Haney. If you're thinking that's what's gonna happen, it's the same scenario that I try to tell you. When Devin Haney came up to 140 and they try to um, measure his success off of Loma, and I said to you guys, you're trying to tell me you're measuring his success off a 135-pounder, small ass Loma? I was like, these are much bigger guys at 140, right? I said that. I said, you can't tell me that you're going to measure his success at 140 beating bigger guys by a much smaller dude. I told you that. You see? So, nah, you can't use them. It's what you do at 140. I told you. Devin Haney's not going to be that guy. His new name is Haney. Just woke up from the dream. You guys are savages. Devin Haney needs to stay off of social media for a few. He needs to not listen to what everything's going to say. They're going to criticize him. But you want to know something? That young man is waking up day in, day out, going to the gym. That young man has the balls to fight inside of a ring in front of the entire world. His brothers, his family, his father, all watched him go through that last night. I commend men and women like that dare to do that. Everybody can sit comfortably from their couch or their chair and judge him, but not a lot of men are willing to do that, let alone put in the work and training that it takes to be that kind of champion. That young man is 25 years old and he still achieved a lot. And if he was to end his career today, Devin Haney, he would definitely go to the Hall of Fame. That's what kind of fighter he is. I commend him for his efforts last night. I congratulate Ryan Garcia for the victory. Where both fighters go from here, time will tell. But I take nothing away from Devin Haney. He was outgunned. He truly was. He needs to dust himself off. If he is truly remaining the WBC champion of the world, he needs to defend that title. After a performance like that, many people are going to come after him. You think that just like unveiled the curtain on Devin Haney. He's a target now. Everybody is looking at Devin Haney like food right now. They think he's been exposed. Devin Haney now, his backup is against the wall. And it's what he does on his very next fight is going to determine him and his career, where he goes from there. If he's remaining WBC champion, but because at any point the WBC can strip him. Yeah, he still stands to be stripped. There will be a meeting about it and etc. We'll talk about that. Ryan Garcia going up to 140. Who does he fight? And I told you, even though he didn't make weight, the WBC's been dying to put that belt around Ryan Garcia, man. They keep putting this kid in position. And look, to be honest with you, had he made weight and beat Devin the Dream Haney, he wouldn't be able to defend that 140-pound weight division. But he would have been a champion for the first time in his life. And even if he vacated the belt, you couldn't take that away from him. He would be a one division world champion heading into his next division. So, yeah, that's got to sting. And I told you this leading into this fight. It's like playing chess. Have you ever seen a man sacrifice his queen? The other person thinks it's over. It was just a move because Ryan Garcia had a plan. He sacrificed his queen and he won the game. Listen, Ryan Garcia did an amazing job. He did what he needed to do to his skills and effort. Congratulations on the biggest win of your career, young man. I cannot take anything away from you. Skies are the limit. As far as Devin Haney, where he goes from here, time will tell. Uh, Tank Davis is scheduled to fight Frank the Ghost Martin. A lot of people are saying that they would like to see now Ryan Garcia versus Tank Davis, which that fight will also never happen. Okay. Where do you see this fight for Tank Davis happening? When Ryan Garcia can't even make 140. Tank Davis will be blimped up once again at 140, no abs. Where do you think at 145? You think Tank Davis is he going to blimp up even more? He already said he's the hardest hitting puncher he ever fought against, and now you're going to put him in there fully hydrated? Do you really think Tank Davis is going to chase Ryan Garcia all the way up to the likes of 143, 145? Really? You're buying that? You think that can happen? After Tank Davis put in all this work, he finally got his abs back coming into the 135 matchup against Frank the Ghost Martin. He's looking amazing. You want him to just become that fighter again? No, that train is passed as well. Ryan Garcia has to get other opponents and different. So, look, there's a lot of pieces moving around in boxing. Please smash the likes right now. Can I get some likes up in here? Let's get these likes up. Can we get the lights up? Let me read some of you guys' comments. I want to hear what you guys have to say. My mic was off a little bit in the video, so let me catch up with you. The ref was bad. Listen, look, they were prepared to rob Ryan Garcia from this fight. They were prepared to because he didn't make weight. Okay? They had the ref and they had one judge. That judge that scored that fight even needs to be investigated. He need this. Listen, right now we need to run up on him. Right now, right after the fight, I would have ran up on him like this. Excuse me, sir. Come with us. Put your hands behind your back. I said, put your hands behind your back. Hey, yo, there would have been a vanilla envelope in his pocket with instructions. Okay, we would have had him had we moved in right there on the ref. Okay, even 112, 112. Are you out of your mind? My man got dropped in three separate rounds. That's 10-8 rounds right there. And even the point that you took away from him, that didn't even the round. Hell no, that didn't even the round. Because Ryan Garcia still won the round. Even if you took a point off of him, he still wins the round. It doesn't make the round tie. No, he got beat up that round. Where was it that you could say you still got to give Ryan the round, even with the point gone? You just take away the knockdown. Okay, you take away the knockdown. Who won the round? Ryan. Yo, that judge needs to be investigated. Yeah, man. They were prepared to do all of this, and yeah, well, they were trying to win over the Mexican crowd. Hit that like button, guys. Come on, guys. Devin Haney thought it was going to be a pillow fight. No, I don't think he thought it was going to be a pillow fight. I just think that he thought that his speed was going to overwhelm and his skill was going to overwhelm a fighter not so skill superior. This was that kind of fight where, when you see a little brother fighting a big brother and the big brother just shells up and let the little brother hit him because his punches are not hurting him? That's what it looked like. It looked like a little brother trying to beat, and Ryan was like, whenever he wanted to. And whenever he pissed the big brother off, he beat him up. That's exactly what it looked like. Yeah. The little brother every now and then will get a good shot in. He'll piss off and just beat him up. He just beat up little bro. That's all he did. Yo, Ryan was looking at the ref like, yo, you need to stop this. Yeah, he punished Devin. He really did. Hey, yo, listen, and I gotta admit, Devin could have called it quits. He could have packed it up and lived to fight another day. Takes less damage. It would have probably been the right thing to do at some point in that fight. There was points in that fight where I was like, "Damn, Devin, look, you just can't take his power, but I'm not gonna let him continue sending you out there to take a lot of damage." And Devin, his pride, the fact that he didn't want to quit in front of the whole world. Devin Haney's been through a lot through his career as far as going through criticism. Remember, he was, really bashed for being the email champion. And when Devin Haney said it, he fried him with that one line, bro. And Devin Haney was criticized when he got hit by Linares, the chicken legs, that he was chinny. And a lot of misconceptions were put on to Devin Haney. There's no way in the world Devin Haney's chinny, and even not even after this performance. That's not what chinny means. You know, um, uh, Devin Haney was cracked, and he was hit flush. Any man in the world would go down by those shots that he took. There's nothing that said that he got hit with a jab and went down. That's chinny. He got hit with big shots that anybody would have got dropped by. So, no, he's not chinny. He just was, it was just too much power. So, I there are a lot of things I can take away from this, but I know that Devin Haney's was put in situation he's never been in. And hats off for him for surviving the onslaught. But like I said, his pride, you had to see if he was built to fight. And when you're that hurt like that and still going out there trying to fight to the end, it shows championship quality at least. A lesser man would have retreated back and he would have accepted defeat. Devin Haney didn't accept defeat. He was still going forward. He just didn't have enough. He couldn't every time he tried to open up, that check hook was so fast. I'm telling you, Devin Haney, um, his probably his sparring partners weren't as fast as Ryan Garcia. That's that one thing that he had, man. And you know what I liked about Ryan was the very first round, the way he was fighting. As you can see, his training, he wasn't able to sustain it, but we got to see a glimpse of what Ryan Garcia would look like if he was really in shape. Yo, when Devin Haney tried to move, Ryan cut him off. He cut the ring great. I was like, oh shit. And Ryan was like, boom, in his face. And when Devin moved, Ryan moved. I never seen Ryan Garcia use that much movement. I was like, wow. And he was staying poise in the first round. We got a glimpse of when he's at the freshest and he's not tired and he's focused. Ryan Garcia was focused in that first round, bro. Yo, he was blocking shots, parrying shots. His defense looked better. His footwork looked everything. He had everything underneath him. He was at the right angle. His chin was tucked away. Everything. I was like, and didn't I tell you guys? Didn't I say it that I've seen this before? I seen a guy go from not, because of his amateur background. Ryan Garcia has been fighting for a very long time. He knows a lot of shit. And I said maybe it'll just come together in this fight. I said it. I told you. Just might it all might just come together. And I said I seen that. I seen one fighter fight and it was garbage. And from the very next fight is because he has a rich boxing history. It's not like Ryan Garcia just came in the game. No, this he has a lot of experience and knowledge in boxing, and it could just click for him. It clicked for him. He listen. It's not saying that Ryan didn't have skill because he has skill. He understood himself. He knew exactly when to punch, where he was looking for his openings. He studied Devin Haney. He did. And all he needed to do was land those one or two punches to get the party started. Devin Haney never recovered. He never recovered. From that first round, he was gun shy the rest of the fight. Devin Haney's skill didn't show up. He couldn't. Everything fucking hurt. Pow, 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 pow. I was like, damn. He beating the brakes off of him. Yeah, man. But yo, that's how the night went for him. That's what they're saying. He got a broken jaw, but that's not necessarily means that. I can't tell you how many times I cracked dudes and I saw them the following week or the dead day and their face was like this. It looks like a broken jaw. It looks bad because the muscle there is bruised and it may give the image of a broken jaw. And he might even be like, you know what I mean? But sometimes it's not broken. And then sometimes it is. Sometimes it is exactly what it is. He got a broken jaw, but not every time I'm what I'm saying is when you see a person after a fight and their face is swollen up, don't automatically think that their jaw is broken. Nah, I can't tell you how many times I've seen some pretty bad swells and it was just tissue swell, bruising. It was a bad shot. Internal bleeding inside, that shit could be like this, but nothing broken, so it doesn't always mean that. But it's possible. Yeah, it's possible. He could have a broken jaw. But I didn't see any of the Haneys admitting it. Did you guys see is there anything that you guys know that the Haneys themselves are saying, like Devin Haney's like my jaw's broken, like that? Kukui, what's up? Al Simpson's Hellspawn, what's up? Ronnie, what's up? Yo, he took Devin's O's, got to go. He brought him down to Ryan Garcia's level. If I lost, now you lost. And they rivals, right? But Ryan Garcia shut down the possibility of a rematch. There will be no rematch between them. Nah. Ryan Garcia can't make the 140. He's moving up. There's no rematch. Nah, Ryan Garcia did what he needed to do, and he's moving on. Whether or not Devin Haney really wants this fight back, even if Devin Haney wants to fight back, Ryan's not going to entertain the fight. Ryan blatantly, on multiple times after this fight, shot the possibility of the fight down. And if they were to fight, Ryan would say you would have to fight me at a catch weight for 143, and the belt would not be on the line. What does Ryan Garcia stand to gain? Another victory and money? Yeah, he could possibly gain that, but I think he finally wants to be a world champion. So his next fight, he's going to be, and this victory is going to solidify him a shot at whoever has the WBC champion at 147. So, WBC champion at 147. Terrence, is it still Terrence Crawford? Let's see here. WBC interim, WBC world. Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford. That's right. What am I thinking? Yeah, but they might strip him for it now, and that's what the fucking yeah. Oh shit. The WCBC is about to strip Terrence Crawford in the near future. He's moving up to fight at 154 for the WBA. There's no need that the WBC there they got their fight. They Ryan Garcia is going to fight for the 147-pound vacated WBC title. Mark my words. This is their opportunity to finally get that belt around Ryan Garcia's waist. Coming off of this victory, yeah, that's the perfect move. The IBF already stripped him of one of the belts and gave it to Jerron Butenis. He's already signed his next fight for Las Vegas against Israel for the 154. This is perfect. They're gonna strip him of the belt and they're gonna yep. Ryan Garcia is gonna fight for the 100. I don't know who his opponent's gonna be. Interesting. Who's his opponent gonna be? They're gonna give him a duck. They're gonna give Ryan Garcia a tomato can. They're gonna act like this guy hit the sweet states. They're gonna find the matchmakers are gonna find a guy Ryan Garcia can beat. They're gonna tell him, hey, today's your lucky day when they have no intentions on him winning. And they're gonna get that belt around Ryan Garcia. That's exactly what's good. Yo, mark my word, you heard it here first. Round one sports talk. Yup, that's what's gonna happen. That is exactly what's gonna happen. He might fight Virgil Ortiz. Mario Barrio, that would be a good fight. Mario Barrio, Ryan Garcia, that would be a good fight. Jermaine Ortiz would be an in-house fight. Ryan Garcia is about to fight. I don't know if he's gonna want to put both his. Yeah, he's just gonna be like, which one of you finally the best Mexican fighter against Virgil Ortiz? Virgil Ortiz is the Go WBA champion, or against Mario Barrio, and you can keep Virgil Ortiz for one of the other vacant belts that Terrence Crawford would vacate at that time. Yeah, but the Virgil Ortiz fight would be quicker to make. It's an in-house fight, right? And let's just remember the reason why also we got the Subriel Matias fight against Liam Paro. They both have the same boxing promoter, Ed Hearns. Ed Hearns is also Liam Paro's boxing promoter. That's an in-house fight. You know that, right? So the fight was quicker to make. You didn't have to deal with anybody else. When you got in-house fights, the fights will be easier to make. You check out what Oscar De La Hoya has for fighters in the 147 and who he has in his stable. Whatever fighter he's willing to sacrifice is the fighter that he's going to put against Ryan Garcia for that 147-pound vacant WBC title. That's exactly the way it's going to go. Mark my words. And honestly, he deserves it. At this point, there's nothing I can say that I can say, oh, here's corruption, here's favoritism. No, we knew they had their eye on him. You know, in the case you didn't know, I did. I know the WBC's been trying to put their belt around that kid for years. Okay? Here's his opportunity. You think they're not going to give it to him? Yeah. I can see this from a mile away. It's going to happen. Trust me, it's going to happen. Listen, fight fan, that's what I got for you today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this one. You know, I always say it every day. I'll go on again, but I don't realize how late I was going off anyway. And I was like, really, does it make enough sense to go on just 3 hours later? Like, so sometimes I didn't do it, but this was early enough that if, if I get enough comments and questions and stuff, I'll come back and address it. But I got to tell you, yo, that boxing expert that I bought on my YouTube channel, that guy was smart, man. Yo, he was good, wasn't he? Yo, listen, you guys like the hat last night? It was killing them. I was on the case. Listen, fight fans, please give me a like in the video. um Press that bell icon if you want to be informed when I'm about to drop my next video, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. My apologies for turning off the mic and for that brief no sound. But I hope I was able to pick up the flow of the show once again, and explain some of the things that were going on and stuff, and that way you're not misled and think automatically, oh no, I was telling you Ryan's on that skill level. Not exactly. He didn't turn into a skilled superior boxer. No. When he's matched with a person his size and that's able to take his shots, and he's his size, you're gonna see what I'm talking about. You're gonna see. Devin Haney couldn't open up. He couldn't start anything on him because everything coming his way, no matter what it was, hurt. And that's what happened. He was just outgunned. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in. Like always, I am your host, Edwin. You guys have been amazing here at Round One Sports Talk. I will be coming on later on today, and we will try again. So be careful out there. Love one another. And like always, I'm on to the next one after this one here at Round One Sports Talk. Peace.